kind of get everybody's attention just for a few minutes. So welcome everybody. Glad to see you here today. My name is Jim Musial. I'm the president of LA2M, and I'm not usually take the time to kick off these meetings and introduce our speaker and go through all the housekeeping items. First of all, I want to say thank you for being here. It's great to see you guys. I gotta say I see some new faces, so I'm assuming a few of you may be here for the first time. If you are, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you being here. We're here the second Wednesday of every month. We have our lunch and learn session. LA2M is a non-market, is a non-profit marketing organization. We are in our 10th year of existence. So 10 years ago, some guys got together and some friends got together and started talking and sharing marketing ideas. And since then, we've continued to grow. And there used to be a time where we were getting together every week, which got a little hard, a little demanding. I've been involved in the organization now. This is my 5th year being involved with the organization and attending it. So we are here every month. This Buffalo Wild Wings is a new location for us. It's been in the past. We were County O'Neill for many years, and that was great. But we wanted a new change of venue, something that was a little easier to get to. So hopefully, getting here was easy for you. Parking's free. Walking in, we like that aspect of it. As most of you know, probably downtown Ann Arbor at lunchtime, sometimes it's hard to get to. So we appreciate you being here and taking the time to be here today. Come back again. We're here again next month. Bring a friend, bring a colleague, bring a client. Our sole purpose here is to share marketing ideas. We have marketing professionals, we have business owners, small business owners, people who work for corporate. We've had such a wide range of people that attend LA2M, and that's kind of what's awesome about it. Can everybody hear me? I'm sorry, we don't have a microphone, and we're thinking about whether we're going to rectify that or not, or just get by with just a small enough room that hopefully you'll be able to hear everybody. So a little bit more about LA2M. Again, this is our 10th year. Now, before I go any further, normally I tell you the program format is I would do a little bit talking, turn it over to the speaker. Unfortunately, we got a call about an hour ago and our speaker canceled today. So if you were here specifically for our speaker, please don't. Corey's leaving. Thanks, Corey. It's like, I'm leaving. No, so this has actually happened. This is, I think, is the second time this has happened that I'm aware of in the last 10 years, where unfortunately the speaker didn't show up for unforeseen circumstances. So we're going to audible today, and we're going to do an open forum discussion. We've got several sponsors that are going to get up and talk, so we're going to take a little bit of time with there. But I think a lot of that will segue into what we want to probably leave an open forum discussion today about marketing ideas and topics. Certainly we can throw it out. We have a number of subject matter experts in the room, and I think our time together this hour or so will be beneficial, and hopefully we'll make it. So if it's your first time, this is not the normal format. Normally we'll have a speaker here, we'll have a video up. I don't have a video ready, so you just have to we'll wing it and make the best of it. You can enjoy your lunch. If you haven't ordered, the staff is coming around, order lunch and enjoy lunch while we're talking. So back into what we're talking about. So LA2M, we've been in business for 10 years, and sharing marketing ideas and topics and trends with each other. Our goal, in addition to sharing marketing ideas, our goal is also to help network and help connect people, marketing professionals, businesses, to do business together, to work together. Love hearing success stories of people who get together through the LA2M organization and start doing business together, or start helping each other, collaborating. And that's, I mean, I think to me, that's what I love most about the marketing field, is the collaboration of being able to work with other people, learn from other people. There's so many great events going on these days that you can go to and learn from, and I think that's awesome. So we want to be one of those organizations and one of those events that people come to and share and walk away learning something, and being able to leave here today with something practical that you can put into your daily activities that you're doing in your organization. You may wear multiple hats. You may be a sole business owner, you may work for a large corporation, but many of us share a lot of the same things that we do or frustrations that we have. So I think coming together like this every month is a great opportunity, and so today we'll use that time in an open forum hopefully to discuss these types of marketing things, maybe what people are seeing, what trends we're seeing, what things work, what things don't work, issues you're having with clients, issues that we all have issues with clients, right? And that's life. So we'll be out of here by 1 o'clock. Normally what we do is have a speaker, then we take the time to introduce ourselves. Maybe we'll do introductions first so everybody kind of knows who we are, and we'll kind of flip it after the sponsor talk. Maybe we'll flip it and everybody can say who they are, and then we can open up the floor, because you may say, hey, there's someone at that corporation that I want to talk to, or I've been always interested to hear what they do, and we can do that thing. Normally we tell people, be brief in your comments. Today, don't be brief in your comments. Feel free to share. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fill this time. So, LA2M exists because of people like you coming every month. We have volunteers that run the organization. We have one paid employee, Stacy Calic is not only on the board, she is also our admin and manager for LA2M. So she's the one who sends out the emails and all the marketing stuff and aligns up the speakers, so does a great job doing that, so we appreciate that. The rest of us are all volunteers. Carter Sherline is here taking photographs in Frogman Studios, posts all our pictures on our Facebook page. If you're on social media, please check in on Facebook here, or Instagram, or Twitter, or whichever social media platform. Hashtag LA2M, at LA2M. Give us some love, share it, we would appreciate that. Roger Rayle is here. He handles our video for us every month, and we appreciate that. Corey is here. Corey is our treasurer. Anybody? Leah, I'm sorry, Leah's here. She's so quiet that you'll find that out in a minute. Sorry about that, Leah. Leah's also, so we have a great board of directors that help the organization continue to plan. If you're interested in being involved in LA2M, see one of us. I mean, we'd love to, the more people involved, the better the organization. And when we have more hands in there helping push, things go much smoother. So, but it exists because of you, because of the volunteers, also our sponsors. We have companies who have stepped up and sponsored LA2M, and we appreciate that. Our main annual sponsors are here on the board. I'm going to go real quick. 3.7 Designs is one of our sponsors, and I'll do that first because Ross isn't here. Ross was our speaker last month, and if you were here, it was a phenomenal talk. Ross is available. I can highly encourage you, if you have any questions regarding your website or WordPress sites. Ross also runs the local Ann Arbor WordPress organization. Yes, Leah?
You can hear this talk from our website. If we were sitting at your computer working, I highly recommend just listening.
So one of the things, and I'm sorry to say that, with Roger videotapes each of our sessions, and then we post them on our website. So all our previous talks are on our website. So certainly, like Leah said, if you're at your computer doing some work and need some background stuff on, put on one of our talks. We have some phenomenal subject matter experts. But like I said, Ross just did last month, and it's up on our website as well as all previous talks as well. Just lost my train of thought where we go. Oh, sponsors, thank you. And so 3.7 Designs, one of our annual sponsors, we appreciate it. Ross is actually one of the founders of LA2M. He's one of those first 5 guys that got together to talk about marketing ideas over lunch. He's been involved for the last 10 years with the organization, and we appreciate that he continues to be. University of Michigan Credit Union is another one of our sponsors, and we greatly appreciate that. Haley is actually here from the credit union. And Haley, would you like to stand up and say a few words? We'd appreciate it. Absolutely, absolutely. We're all going to be really informal today.
Great.
Go up front. Oh, sorry. Roger says no. Roger says you got to go here in this little lighted area. Come into the light. Perfect.
Hey everyone, I'm Haley. I'm from the University of Michigan Credit Union. I just want to take a minute to say we're really happy to sponsor this wonderful event that is for networking, purposes, and education. But we are actually looking for 2 people to join our marketing team at the University of Michigan Credit Union. We are looking for a marketing specialist as well as a marketing manager. I have some half-page flyers if you know of anyone. If you looking for a new position, it has all the information on what the roles entail and where you can find more information. So if you're interested, I'm in that back corner. Please feel free to stop by. Thanks.
So another great aspect of LA2M is connecting and jobs. I mean, for people who are looking, we a lot of times over the years have people coming in who are transitioning from one position to another and are interested. If your company is hiring, if you're looking to place people, bring that information here. We have a great network. Our emails go out to, I believe we're at like 2,200 qualified addresses that are all marketing people. It's not, we don't send out junk email. It's strictly related to our organization and to the events we do and the events that we promote. As part of the sponsorship, you're included in those emails as well, going out to 2,200 people. So if you're interested in sponsorship, we'd love to talk to you about that as well. Corey, BDB Marketing, Digital Marketing, is another one of our sponsors. Corey's here, is on the board as well. So Corey, you want to come on up and spend a couple minutes?
Come
into the light.
Hi, my name is Corey Dunn with BDB Digital Marketing, and we help companies with all different types of strategies for marketing and web development. And usually companies come to us when they're struggling with how to integrate all their different marketing, email marketing, maybe their logo with some graphic design along with some of their website landing pages. So we can help with a number of different things. So it just depends on what you're struggling with, or if you're a marketing person, you have, excuse me, and you're wearing too many hats, and you don't have enough time to get all the things done that you need to be done. So we can help with that too. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Corey. We appreciate, again, BDB's involvement in sponsorship of LA2M. We also, in addition to our annual sponsors, we also have a monthly sponsor, a person, organization, a group that can come in each month and sponsor today's meeting. Today's sponsor is the Digital Marketing Workshop. East Michigan put on. Bud Gibson is here, and asked Bud to come up and talk a little bit about the workshop. First of all, who here has been to the workshop in the past? Great. I feel it'd be great.
I've been.
Yeah, Bud has been there. So this is a phenomenal workshop for the value, for the cost, and for the 1 day, the half. It's more than the half day, but it's a 1 day workshop. And I won't steal any of Bud's thunder, but I will tell you, it's a phenomenal workshop.
Well, I always appreciate people saying it's a phenomenal workshop, and you can just repeat that as much as you would like. So I am Bud Gibson. I'm not a stand-in, and I'd like to take a few moments to talk to you about our program, what we've got coming on. We're really excited about this year. Our theme is Your Life in Data, which, given the events of the past year and the recent shutdown of Google Plus that you may have heard about because they exposed user data and decided that the liability was just too high to continue with the platform, which I guess was getting low usage anyhow. Cambridge Analytica, their access to user data during the Facebook user data during the 2016 election, it's sort of at the top of people's mind. And you can sit there and be scared about all this, but in fact, we use data all the time in our daily interpersonal interactions, we watch what the reactions are of people we're talking to. We key our comments to what we see them responding to and not responding to, and that makes for a more natural interaction. Okay, and so that's the plus side of all of your data being out there. Is in effect you're providing feedback as you go along. I recently had an experience where I was stuck in a one-way communication loop with somebody who absolutely wanted me to buy a $1,400 item, which I was having some issues with, and I just couldn't get them to accept anything I was saying back. I mean, it was just, there was no way to talk to them. So I ultimately had to cut it off, all right? So that two-way street with data is important. So, coming down and then talking about our conference, we're going to have Ron Fournier, You may recognize the name. Ron is a famous journalist, came to be known during the Clinton years. He's actually a UD Mercy graduate who then, the job he could find was down in Little Rock, Arkansas. Lo and behold, right as Bill Clinton was becoming governor of Arkansas, he covered Arkansas politics. Clinton leaps onto the national stage, and suddenly Ron finds himself in Washington, D.C., working for the Associated Press. He then went on to work for the Atlantic in their digital division, which was sort of in the day, a leading edge digital division. He then came back to Detroit and was publisher of Crane's Detroit and led their digitization efforts. And he's currently president of Truscott Rossman. Now, Truscott Rossman, you may know, is a both sides of the aisle PR firm. It's really a very traditional transition to go from journalism into PR these days. And Ronnie's going to tell some fascinating stories about crafting the story and then crafting the story's trajectory using data. And he's going to talk about real-world impacts that he has been able to have on the national policy discussion regarding such things as tariffs on imports from Canada or imports from China, and how he has watched data to know how to craft his message. So Ron's an engaging speaker. I spent an hour with him in July down in downtown Detroit, and I think you'll find him very interesting. We're then going to go into panels on knowing your customer, and we'll have John Beebe, Director of Customer Experience from General Motors, will be in that panel. And then we will also have the new face of digital, another panel occurring simultaneously, where we will have Ferris Khan, who is from Global Team Blue, Ford Motor Company's advertising agency. We'll then move into social targeting, where we'll have representatives from Pinterest Auto, Domino's, and Google talking about how those platforms allow you to target the benefits you can get out of it. And then we'll also have acquiring and using data, another panel focused really on the small business perspective and how you as a small business use data. And then finally, we'll come to close out the session with Steve Lowitz, who is CEO of Apologence. Now, Apologence is a recruiting firm. And the interesting thing there is people often in the age of recruiting are putting out their data so that they can be found. Steve's firm specializes in hard-to-find employees. These are very highly skilled people. Physicians would be a great example. And how to find them and engage them. So they use AI techniques to go scour the web, but they're real, which everybody uses, by the way, so that's not necessarily a competitive advantage. But then how do you engage these folks? And then ultimately, how do you lead to a good hiring process? We don't often think of recruiting as a marketing effort, but indeed it is in the age of employee scarcity, or highly skilled employee scarcity. All of that for just $60 if you register by October 31st with code EARLY. That gets you breakfast and lunch, and then 6 hours of content as I've just described. You know, we're really excited to have you there. We are starting to fill up, okay? I just sent out an email. We're 3/4 full on our on one of our capacity metrics, and we can go a bit beyond that, but not gigantically beyond that. So I would encourage you to get on, sign up as soon as you can, just to make sure that we have seats available.
Thank you, Bud. We appreciate that. There will be additional information coming out through LA2M regarding the workshop. Again, I mean, did you hear the names and the companies that are going to be there? This will sell out. It will be packed. But what is it, usually about 400 people or so?
Well, no, the reason years, it's been around 250, 270.
Okay.
And that's as big as we can go. Okay, we actually run out of room beyond that.
Yeah, so I highly encourage you, use the code. I highly encourage, it's a great one-day event. It's on a Friday. It's a great way to kick off the weekend. So I hope you'll be there. Hope to see you all there. Bud, thank you very much. Bud is the director of and runs the Center for Digital Engagement in Eastern Michigan. I know we're in amazing blue territory, but I went to Eastern, so I got all this love and props to Eastern. So thank you, Bud, for being here. Bud has been involved with LA2M for many years. The digital workshop, as it has transformed, has been involved and sponsored us. So we appreciate Bud being here. Bud brings a lot to the table, and we appreciate that. So that's it for sponsorship. And again, the organization grows and continues to flourish because of our sponsorships. So we thank everybody for that. If you are interested in sponsorship for one of the monthly meetings or even on an annual basis, would love to talk to you about that. See myself or Stacy or any of the board members. We'd be happy to discuss that with you. So, like I said, normally the format would be is I would have the speaker now take over and speak, but since we don't have that, we're going to kind of flip it because at the end we always need time to introduce ourselves. We go around the room. And I think maybe if we do that in advance, so we kind of can see who's in the room and get a feel for it. I know we're just getting some food and people are putting food in their mouths, but again, we'll be informal today. So if we could just take a few minutes, maybe go around the room and just, if you could just stand up, let us know your name and the company you're with. If you do have a quick ask or need, you can certainly do that, or maybe we'll save the ask or needs towards the end. But let us know who you are, and then we'll open up the floor and we're going to have to do an open discussion. Roger, you got a comment or suggestion? Or you want to start?
This floor is a challenge. So try to stand up without making too much noise with your chair.
Yeah, the chairs are loud. That's a good point. Roger's trying to capture video and sound. So if you could rise highly, like we're in church. And those chairs are pretty loud on the tile. So if we could just go around, if you could maybe start us, and you're a veteran, you know how this works.
Hi there, I'm Samantha Potter. I'm with the Ann Arbor Area Transportation Authority, and I am the marketing and communications coordinator there. So I do PR, marketing, social media, a little bit of everything. Hello, I'm Allison Buck. I'm with the Guild of Artists and Artisans, and we're most well known for producing the Ann Arbor Summer Art Fair, and I do all of our sponsorships for the entire Ann Arbor Art Fair.
So I'm Nick, I'm also from the Guild. I wear many hats at the Guild: IT, operations, marketing, merchandise, whatever you got.
Hello, Ashley. I'm the administrator for the EMP Center for Digital Engagement.
Well, I'm Bud Gibson, again, the director for the Center for Digital Engagement. And it occurs to me that perhaps I did not mention, although you have flyers in front of you, November 16th is the day of the workshop. So Jim did give me an assist saying it was on a Friday, but it's on a Friday in about a month. So we're filling up, and we have a number also of students who have worked in our summer clinic who will be putting on a mid-conference poster session about the work they did with the Ann Arbor startup. So we had a really good placement right out of that clinic, and lots of talent available, some of them freelancing. So there's opportunity there too to hire people if you're looking.
I handle all the social media, Instagram, Facebook accounts, and I do all the digital advertising.
I'm Michelle Conway. I'm also with the Sun-Times News. We are the outside sales and marketing department. For those who aren't familiar with our paper, we cover Manchester, Chelsea, Dexter,
they never thought possible.
I'm Hannah from Washington County Parks. I do some of their events, marketing, and IT.
Sarah, are you ready to do this table?
I'm Jackie Sarah. My background is actually in data analytics, but 2 years ago, after we opened up, my husband and I opened a fitness and yoga studio. So now we're running it as a small business on the west side of town. So we do everything.
Hi there, my name is Melissa Bonney. I'm with Community Television Network, CTN. For those of you who know, you usually go by our acronym. We're part of the City of Ann Arbor, division, the communications division of the assistant manager. Communication, they do a little bit. One of those ones that has many, many hats. Hosting, producing, and we're always welcoming and looking for organizations to come into our facilities and feature out different programs. We don't necessarily do any commercial, we're always looking for experts in the field. Hi, I'm Marjorie Wisniewski, and I'm a marketing freelancer. I own agency for marketing solutions.
And I'm currently down with BDB marketing design, and we also help larger companies with webinar planning and production.
I'm Leah McChesney. I'm a freelance social media person. The biggest client I work for is a peanut butter company, and actually I've been helping with promotion and social media for what's at our office. And you guys just for the video for us because you came out to bless us.
I'm City Sullivan. I'm with Caregiver Inspirations. I have media areas that I do a lot because I have a caregiver. I have a website and it's Caregiver Inspirations. I also do caregiver presentations. So if you know anybody or if you work out with it and are interested in having caregiver presentations, please go to my website and you can contact me. And if anybody is interested in having caregiver presentations, I'm available. I do various topics.
My name's Jack Bruce. I'm here in Mississippi.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matt Alder. I run Angler Media. It's a digital marketing company here in Ann Arbor. We specialize in social media management, website design, and videography.
Hi everybody, I'm Stacy. Dollar Bill Printing down in Ann Arbor. Your digital specialist. I have lots of customers here. My ask today is next week I am also on the board of WXW, the Women's Exchange, and we're having a great forum next week, and there's still spots. So if you want to have a fun day out next Wednesday at WCC for the Women's Forum and all the topics and things you can learn, sign up for that. It's WXWbusiness.com or something like that. Just type WXW Women in and it'll come up.
Hi, I'm Maureen Rayle. I'm the Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Street Art Fair, the original, one of the associate fairs to the combined Ann Arbor Art Fair that happens every July. We also produce the Tawny Street Party and the Dark for Art.
Hi, I'm Jason Brown, and I am the Senior Product Manager at Shar Music, which is a bow string instrument mail-order company. I also teach private lessons downtown at the Ann Arbor Music Center, and this year I started a digital sheet music publishing company.
My name is Sebastian Dalton. I am the Director of Marketing for Arbor Scientific. We distribute physical science equipment to schools throughout the U.S. and Canada, and some international markets. We are also a resource for teachers who are looking for inspiration for labs, for some educational
paid advertising, how about that, huh? Not bad. Roger? Nah, Roger's over there, he wants away. Thank you, Nancy, for those kind words. You couldn't have said it better. This is, LA2M is a great forum for sharing those ideas and helping you. And you may, again, you may be stuck with a client and have an issue, or even with your own organization. And I can tell you that chances are we have an archived video of a topic that you probably are dealing with. Could be right now with a client or upcoming or have dealt with, that you can certainly go back and archive it and listen to a subject matter expert discuss that. So I appreciate everyone taking a few seconds to say hello and introduce yourselves. Again, this is a little unorthodox here today. Normally we'd have a very structured speaker talking on a topic, and I apologize if you came specifically to hear about video and marketing and through your website. We will certainly, I know, have that topic again this year because it is video has become one of a driving force in marketing. If you don't believe that, I don't know how many times I get stuck in the YouTube wormhole where I look up a video or something, or I see a video that gets sent to me, that gets marketed to me because I like watches, and suddenly I'm getting all these advertisements or videos regarding that, and I start watching and I get into it. I think video is awesome. What I would do right now, if you guys want, is I would open it up. Do we have, is there a marketing topic that you're working on right now that maybe as a group we can discuss and share that is interesting to you? And I mean, if we wanted to start with video as talking about it, Roger would probably be the best person to kind of kick us off or talk about video. Again, open discussion, guys. I want to keep the floor open.
Well, I think since people expected to be talking about video, maybe we should start with that, as you say. And I'm sure there's people here that are looking for answers about video, otherwise it wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Is there anyone that has that interest right now? Are you facing something in regards to looking at how you can incorporate video into your marketing, or?
I guess, I don't know. I think people don't read anymore, so I'm totally guilty of that. But when I looked at what today was going to be about, that kind of sparked my interest was Facebook Live videos and how do you use video on social media. So for my clients, that's something I'm interested in is, as I post on social media for them, are those videos going to be showing up and ranked higher than everything else I'm doing for them? And what is everybody's experience here with Facebook Live? Because I've done a few, and some of them nobody watches. And how do you get people to watch your Facebook Lives? Some of them are just, to me, seem like fails. Those were the two things that I was interested in when I looked at today's
that's perfect. That's exactly the type of why or how how do I make these things happen? How is this 10-year-old skateboard kid making $500,000 a month on Instagram with these videos, and I can't get someone to watch my client's video on how to do a specific thing? It's very important. It's like I'm going to keep looking at Leah, but Leah has a lot of experience in social media. Video, have you done anything with video?
Well, not really with live. I will say that if you're trying to push out video content like on Facebook or Instagram, don't do it for YouTube. Facebook doesn't like YouTube. They compete with each other. You gotta upload your own content. And if you're gonna upload some content, like say, Instagram is trying to really become this video platform, so they really highly favor your video. And you know that you can use up to 30 hashtags on Instagram, and there are even apps to help you develop hashtags to help audiences find. And sometimes, I don't know if you ever noticed them carrying off into hashtags here, but sometimes I'll use a hashtag just to kind of say something funny that I just want to say. But if you're looking to push content, use hashtags that are really relevant and really for you. So yeah, not just
Instagram, are you supposed to use the Insta TV or whatever that's called now?
I mean, there's experience with that. I don't know if it's really going to go anywhere, but if you do use it,
had a lot of experience with Google Plus and
Yes, the now discontinued.
the now discontinued Google Plus. I know you've put like Vimeo and I mean in addition to YouTube, obviously YouTube is its own monster now, and you really have developed your own YouTube channel. But there's so many other avenues for video. Do you have any experience on the video side, Bud?
Well, what I'll say is this. My experience with all of these platforms is you need to think about your audience and who your audience is. So there's always these little tricks. The platform has introduced this new feature, and they'll favor people who use the new feature. But, you know, the reason that you're seeing some of these things like the kid on the skateboard, or I watch something called the Global Cycling Network, which is about road biking. The reason you see these catching on is there are a bunch of enthusiasts out there looking for that topic, and they specifically tailor their content for that topic. Okay, and so part of what we really need to do as marketers, and we all know this, but sometimes we forget because we want to do the thing the client is asking us to do, or we have some internal exigency that, you know, is telling us we've got to do this, is you got to think about, well, who's going to watch this? Our experience marketing our events and also marketing to students to get them in our clinic is if we can develop a community around it, and that's often what you see. So there's a cycling community, there's a skateboarding community. If you can either latch on to an existing community in a social platform or develop one based on enthusiasts who you encounter, thinking of the social platform as really just an extension of your real world set of connections, and then use those people to enthuse their friends. And that is the sort of marketing on social, be it video, be it events, be it whatever, that we have found to be effective. Typically at a small scale. I mean, we're not attracting millions of views to our digital marketing workshop or our Center for Digital Engagement. We're happy to pull in the hundreds, and that satisfies our needs. Others of you may have bigger needs, but it's really thinking about the audience, what's going to appeal to them, thinking about influencers. That's the other thing that we have really tried to latch on to. So can we find people who folks look up to and then get them to promote our stuff, either because they really like it or we've developed some other form of relationship with them. They're part of our crew, or, you know, for a period of time or whatnot. So that's really our angle. I've done video. I've searched, albeit 10 years ago, but I've searched for those audiences. I used to have a blog, and I've searched for those audiences, and that's sort of the formula I found that works.
Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Bob was saying, content and audience is super important. It's also worth remembering that Facebook, based on everything that happened in the past year, is trying to still be Facebook and not be Businessbook. So people's feeds are naturally going to be more filled with family and friends, things like that. Your organic video content, if you're not putting any money into it, is only going to get a handful of views, probably like 10% of your group's kind of follower count. If you were to put $5 to $10 on that and then focus really on your content, really focus on your targeting, you're going to get a lot more engagement, a lot more reach.
If you can develop a Facebook group, so we have found this too, is that it's really pay-for-play Facebook. But if you can develop a Facebook group that people voluntarily sign on to, those can be gold, okay? And that's the way we found around constantly pay-for-play.
And I think what's really important with a lot of that too, and if you don't believe that, when you see that, is the data that's involved with those videos. You know, if you pull up and you say an advertisement comes in, you can watch the advertisement or not watch the advertisement. They know if you watch 10 seconds of it or if you just click right off of it. That's why you get that, you know, skip this ad in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number one, they're not paying for that if you click off that. If you watch the whole video, they know exactly how much you're watching. So the video length can be very important. Obviously, keep yourself very concise with what you're doing. What Bud was saying is organically having followers who then will promote that business itself. I have a personal friend on the fitness side who watches some very world-class athletes and watches their videos, is constantly engaging. That person actually physically reached out to my friend and said, hey, you know, I see you're constantly engaged in what we do. Love to talk to you. Are you interested in being an ambassador for our program? You know, and so this is a national program, fitness program, that my friend now is considering becoming an ambassador, being involved with this organization because of his involvement with literally watching videos. Nancy?
I have small clients that
No, you have clients. Doesn't matter if they're one person or 1,000 people.
That's right.
They are old clients.
You are correct.
You're some of your number one clients.
My frustration with this one particular client is that he wanted to be on Facebook when he really, in my opinion, didn't need to be. That wasn't his market. That wasn't his target. Like, he wanted to be there because everybody else was going to be there. And one of my argument with him was, or discussions, was, are you going to feed Facebook with fresh content? And he said, no, why not? I just want to be there. And to me, it was just a waste, because if you are not going to be on these platforms and communicating to your market, your so-called market, then you should do that. It's a waste of your time to even be there.
Video can be extremely powerful, but helping in just slipping. I see your keynote speaker from last year, or the
Jen Heyman, right?
Okay, not Jen, but the company that does the how-to videos and sells all the parts.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. RepairClinic.com.
Repair Clinic. Okay, they built their business on how-to videos. And if you've ever had to repair anything in your house, you probably watched something from Repair Clinic. And I know I'm off here, but literally, they sell storefront, I think $7 million a year, something like that.
Right.
Because of their online presence and because of their videos, and Bud, am I wrong in saying it was 90 million?
Yeah, it's right around 80 million. They do roughly 10% of that or so in the store, and the rest is all online.
All online, based on how-to videos, how to fix a switch on the stove.
I just had an example of that. Bought a new vehicle, and the lift on the back bumper wasn't big enough to hold the add-on bike carrier. So I said, that's no problem. I'll put a trailer hitch on it and get one of the trailer hitch bike carriers. I went online and I found this video for the trailer hitch that I wanted. They had a how-to video how to install it on my particular make, model, and year vehicle.
It wasn't even an aisle, it was exactly what you had in front of you.
Right, and they said, well, you know, an expert can do it in 20 minutes and a novice can do it in 40 minutes. But of course, they had it on a lift, and they talked about, they didn't show it, they talked about having a second person involved.
Right.
Well, I need to have an add-on say how I can do this in my garage without a lift.
By myself.
And by myself. And what this thing is, you know, it's kind of shaped like a bracket, so it doesn't balance itself. So I said, that's, okay, I got the bike carrier, I'll take the bar off of that and balance it. So balancing this 70-pound thing on this 4-inch square base. Okay, I got to slide it under 10 inches to get it under the bunker. Then I got to lift it up 4 inches by myself.
By yourself.
But then I remembered they built the pyramids. So if they can do it,
you can put a bike carrier.
You know, it's a 4-wheel dolly, wood blocks, rocket out the corner. This was some pretty zip. It only took me like twice as long.
But it was there. The point is the video was there.
The video was there. It shows you exactly how it's going in. Yeah, so
specifically to what you need.
So if you're selling a product, that's goal to have. This is how you can install it, how you can use it. Actual use cases, you know, not just talking about it, not just showing it after.
Yeah, and I believe on Repair Clinic, their videos are more more than 5 minutes. I mean, majority of them are like 2 to 4 minutes, weren't they?
Right. Well, and so, you know, further speaking to that, as you think about your channels and different audiences that those channels attract, and just discussing around the room, YouTube is really the how-to video place. Okay, so when I go look, and much as Roger was describing, how do I get the 70-pound thing to fit on this 4-inch square mount I've got for it, you go and watch the YouTube video, and that's where you do your search. And Repair Clinic really made their whole business organically out of YouTube videos. And they really thought, again, coming back to audience, about, well, what is it people are having trouble figuring out? Okay, but some of this stuff is really pretty simple, but you know, you're sitting there reading this instruction manual, and it's got this diagram, which you've got to somehow then turn into actual things that you would do with your hands. Whereas when you see it in the video, you say, oh, okay, you just kind of do like this. And then there you go. So I think, you know, as you think about these platforms, where is it that they excel? And what I see is the how-to, the searching for knowledge. That's really Google's strength. We talked about Google shutting down Google+, their attempt to be social, which at one point in time, they tried to push throughout the whole platform. Not really social Google. The people who are strong in social is Facebook, which was what I was talking about, as you're thinking about how you do your Facebook videos, think about those affinity groups. We're actually running a very successful advertising campaign for the Digital Marketing Workshop, and on Facebook, and we went through and we figured out who would be the types of people who would want to come to this sort of event. And then we went through and we did very specific targeting around affinity groups, around age ranges, around specific places that they lived, because you know, we're not going to have people coming here from New York to go to our workshop. This is really kind of a local event. And we're getting great uptake on that, lots of engagement. And so if you're thinking about having, as Matt was doing, having to go for the pay to play scenario with Facebook, then you can actually really get your costs down. We're running about a $10 a day budget over 50 days, that's $500, and total being spent on Facebook, but we're getting great engagement because we really thought about who we wanted to put this in front of. So you are going to be pushed into pay for play, you know, video, not video, whatever you're doing. And you can get your costs down by, again, carefully thinking about who it is you want to show up in the
Stacy.
But you said group, but Dollarville has a page. What's a group? What's a page?
Okay, so
good question.
So a lot of people have pages. We have a page. Center for Digital Engagement is our page on Facebook. We have a bunch of people who like it. I put something on the page. It seems like maybe 3 of those people see it. Okay. If we start to get people resharing it with their friends, which does occasionally happen, and liking it, then we get more people looking at it. Now, a group is something that people volunteer into. So you can create, and these are all on Facebook, you have pages, you have groups. So you can go and create a group. And a group is something that people opt into. So think of it as being like opt-in email, okay? You can invite people, but you can't sort of dragoon them into your group. They have to accept to be in the group. So these are people who want to be there, which is why the uptake that you get when you post to groups can be so much better than when you post as a page. People will go and like the page, but Facebook has come out with this mumbo jumbo about how people want to get more from their friends, not from the pages they followed, so on and so forth. So we're going to de-emphasize pages, which is just a way to get you to pay for advertising as far as I can tell. And okay, I mean, that's just the way it is. You have to accept it. But with the group, Facebook, again, wanting to keep people coming back to Facebook, the groups are something that I find, if you've got a good group, people are enthusiastic about it, they want to participate in it. You see group members adding to the group. But these are primarily social things, and you need to think, is my product a social thing? So we talked about biking and so on and so forth, where you like to get the news. Social thing. You think about how to fix your widget or how to solve your marketing problem, more of a how-to thing. And so again, you know, you're not going to be able to use the groups trick necessarily with that sort of thing. Now, I don't know, we could run the experiment and maybe do an LA2M group and then see how enthusiastic people got about participating with the group. I know for us, with our summer clinic internship that we just did the 4th iteration of it, where we seem to have hit the sweet spot is actually with Instagram. And so we get all of our people on Instagram, then people from previous years are on Instagram and they participate in. And that's kind of an alumni sort of thing, and in a way. I mean, not entirely, because we don't just have people from one school there. But it's sort of something that they all get sustenance from being in the group for. And so that's kind of worked brilliantly for us in terms of maintaining connections with our core group of supporters who then go out and push us to their friends.
So, real quick, Nancy.
I just was wondering if anybody had any experience with LinkedIn or B2B. Any success, any stories, any failures, any ventures,
So I think, well, you know, I'm not gonna, I don't want to curtail anybody, but I mean, we are almost out of time. And I know I want to have Corey say a couple things too. We've got a survey that I want to mention. But I'd like to think about that, and like Bud said, maybe if we have a group there, you know, LinkedIn, I think of 2 things. One, I think last year we had Nikki Sundstrom from the University of Michigan who talked about switching the university over to Snapchat for the student population. You know, where now you have a 500,000, you know, alumni who are also coming to, you have 30,000 plus on-campus students who are now using Snap and Snap filters. So the University of Michigan is pushing out their content through Snapchat because that's where their audience was. What they mentioned, know where your audience is. Their audience was at Snapchat. Know where your client's audience is. Is it Instagram? So it seems to be right now a lot of business is going towards Instagram. And like Matt said, Facebook wants to be Facebook. Facebook wants to be the fun social platform for all us parents. But if you need any questions on that, hire a kid like my 25-year-old son. Those millennials know everything about this social media stuff. They go up, hold their phone, they do this, go look at that. You know, my son, I said, made a comment about a watch. He goes, here, just YouTube the video. I'm like, why don't I think about those things? They think about it. As an older person, I don't think about it. So that's why I love coming to events like this so that we can talk about things like that and remember that we need to be engaging what our clients want. Like you said, a client wanted to be on Facebook because everybody was there. Is it the right thing? Maybe not, but maybe they just have to find that out for themselves. So, Corey, I appreciate everyone's comments. If you didn't comment, it's okay. Hopefully, again, I apologize for today's presentation not happening. Hopefully we'll reschedule something or have something likewise on the video aspect, but we'll certainly have, you'll see the videos coming out. Stacy has a lot of content coming out in the coming months, so I hope you come back. Corey has some information about a survey we're doing as well.
Yeah, I just want to say we value your feedback, and we know we didn't have a speaker today, an official speaker, but your help in giving us a little feedback, just taking 60 seconds to answer some of these questions, and some may not be appropriate for today. But if you would start with number 7 first, and that's pretty much getting on your phones. You know, if you're not connected with us through social media or our website or any of those pieces, would you please get connected if you'd like to do that? And I believe sheets go over here. And just once again,
if you have a minute to fill out, we greatly appreciate that. That's the data that we need to make this organization move in the right direction. We want to continue to grow the organization. We want to bring information to you that you want and is pertinent to you. So, also, we're not in a hurry, so feel free to finish your lunch, hang out, socialize, network. We'd love to have people connect, hand out business cards to each other. Thank you for being here today. We'll be here again next month.
Don't forget about to get a flyer.
Grab a flyer if you're interested.
Job.
We've got job offers out here for the University of Michigan Credit Union. We're looking for some marketing folks. Please stop over and see Haley. So please don't be in a hurry, but if you fill out the survey and get it back to Corey before you leave, that would be awesome. So thank you guys again for being here today. It's almost 1 o'clock, so if you gotta get going, I understand. But certainly feel free to hang out, and we look forward to seeing everybody on November the 16th is Friday. I believe 15 on November 14th. We'll be here on the 14th of November. And
Oh, wow, okay.
So we'll have one more plug of, and you'll also see an email coming out regarding the digital marketing workshop. I highly recommend that you register and go to the digital marketing workshop. You will not regret the investment of $60 and save a few bucks and get on there early through that promotion code. So thank you guys, I appreciate it.
And with the surveys, if you would like to fold it in half to keep your answers confidential, that's fine too. But we definitely appreciate you taking the time to do this.